Okay, now we're going to take a look at HTML. HTML is really the markup language, or what we would call the web design language, that allows us to place things on the browser. You'll find that this is actually fairly simple and a lot of repetitive stuff will occur, and that's okay. That's kind of the way it's supposed to be, but it will get more advanced. We'll be able to do some really cool things. So with your patience, you'll just see how easy the first few steps are. So what is HTML? It's basically the language that people know as the web pages. That's my web page language. They're codes that the browser uses to display the information in this nice format where things are bold-faced or italics, or we put things into blocks or cells, or we can load up images. We're basically telling the browser what to do. The basic structure is we have an element, which are basically tags that will tell the browser what to do. And then we'll have things that are attributes, which provide specific information about the element. It'll be more descriptive. So for example, we may have an element or a tag that is about the image, so or to display an image, img as an example. And then an attribute of that image tag will be, well, what is the specific image that we want to display? So what's its source, or src, and we'll see that at a later time. What's the width and what's the height? Those are attributes of the image element or tag. So all elements really are blocked, which means that you use the starting tag and an ending tag. And you see we have an example down here. In HTML, if I want to have a bold-faced sentence, I would basically use a starting tag of a B. And if that's a less than sign, B, and then a greater than sign. And so it looks like the little bookends. And then at the end of where I want the bold facing to stop, I will basically use a slash B, that's a forward slash B, which goes from the bottom left to the top right, which is located by the question mark or by the lower right hand shift key. And again, we have the less than sign, slash B, and greater than sign, and that ends that tag of boldface. So that would basically create the bold-faced sentence. So just for a fun exercise really quick, bring up any web page. You can go to hofstra.edu, and then inside of your browser, look for something called View Source. So in Safari, you can go to the menu bar, find View, click View Source. It's the same thing really in Firefox, and then in Internet Explorer, it's probably under File, View Source. And when you do that, you will see all of the tags and see what tags you can notice and take note of them. So you'll see tags like bold B or I or you'll see HTML tags, and you'll see body tags, and you'll see a whole bunch of other tags. And it's good to note what they're doing and see where you can find them on the web page as a fun exercise. So the first tags that we're going to look at is now the way these slides are set up. The right side is the HTML code. This is what you would actually either type in or put into Aptana. I'm going to go through these tags with you, and then you'll see there's another video that will show you how we actually do this. We have the HTML starts the HTML page and describes everything between it is what the browser will use to actually interpret and display it on the screen. So all web pages will start with an HTML tag, as you see here, and they will end with a slash HTML tag down here. The body starts the body or content of the web page. There is another tag here called the header or head, which we'll deal with a little bit later. That allows us to put in some meta information and some other types of information which we're not worried about. But you'll have the body tag and a closed body tag, and then everything in between is where the text begins, and this is where it ends. Notice we have the corresponding slash tag over here for both the body and the HTML. So this we would save in a file and upload to our server. Now you can actually do this right now. You can take any simple text editor, don't use Word and don't use WordPad, but you can use Notepad, and type this in and save it onto your desktop, and then open up a browser and then open that file. Go to the top menu bar where it says File, Open File, and then you can open up the file and you will actually see on your web page the HTML code that you've done. Where the sample that I'm going to show you is Aptana, we're actually going to upload it to the server, and you'll see how that actually works. The tags are not case sensitive and could be in lowercase. I only did them in uppercase here just to differentiate them, but as we move forward, they will be in lowercase. So here, headings, we have something called headings, which are special text, and they'll appear in different sizes. H1 is the largest size, H2 is the second largest size, and then H3 would be the third largest size. And I believe now you can go up to H5 or H6, but you'll see the differences, and you can give that a try. I can use any number of these I would like. You'll notice here that I've interchanged the capitalization and lowercase letters. I've done another H1 over here to basically show you that you can have multiple headings if you want. It's not just a heading; it's just the size of the font really and its appearance. So another one is paragraphs and line breaks. And here we have the denotation for a paragraph, fourscore and 7 years ago. So we have the open paragraph and the lowercase slash p. Again, capitalization does not matter. So the p tag basically denotes the beginning of the tag. And the reason we do this is because we may want to apply different formatting of different color schemes or different locations to this paragraph, but not to everything else. And we will actually do that with attributes within this p tag. Well, there are other ways to do it, but we could do it that way. Okay, here we have two lines. This is another line and a BR. The BR stands for break. And what that will do is that will push the next thing to the next line on the browser. The browser does not really care when you hit enter. It doesn't really do anything. The only time the browser will go to the next line to display your text is when it sees this BR tag. BR stands for break, and there is no need for a slash BR. It's one of the only ones that don't require the open and close. So you can also try this as well the same way you did the other one and see what it does. And if you put this onto your server or you do this on your local browser, try and remove the BRs just to see what it does. Now we're going to talk about some special formatting. Just like with any other word processor, we sometimes want to do things like boldface and italics or underline. And so I have an example here that we've done. I have my HTML. Now you're going to notice I'm doing everything now in lowercase from this point forward. That's a good practice to do. Here's my body tag. Here's my close body tag. Here's my HTML, close HTML. So everything lines up. I have a paragraph here, slash paragraph at this point. And then what I've done is I've taken that fourscore and 7 years ago, and you'll notice I've created the boldface tag right here and the slash boldface tag right after the word years. I then use the underline tag here for forefathers and a slash u to end the underline. And then I repeat the same process here for italics and the slash italics. If I want to do them all together, I can mix the tags and do boldface italics underline with the word together, and then slash boldface slash italics slash underline, and it will basically do all of them together. So right now I'd like you to do a special exercise. What I'd like you to do is create a small project in Aptana, create an HTML file called student, and then what I'd like you to do is create a web page which is going to describe you. So you create a primary heading with your name, which so we'll put your name right at the top. Then you're going to do a subheading using H2 with your major, a tertiary heading with your university, hopefully it's Hofstra University, and then write a line underneath it that has boldface italics and underline called bio, and then write a small paragraph biography about yourself and things that you would like to do. That'll be it for this one. We'll see you for the next module.